Hey guys, welcome back to Many Tribes, One Kingdom. I'm your host, Dustin. And today I want to say thank you to John for the opportunity to do one of the videos in his series of the titles of Jesus. And today we are going to be looking at the royal priest after the order of Melchizedek. So first off, what's a royal priest? Well, royal, we take the first part of the word royal. Okay, obviously he's a kingship of some sort. He's in charge. And priest means he has religious authority. In the case of Jesus, he is the king of the nations, king of all people, and he's also the religious authority, the guider of all, guider of faith. He's in charge of, he's the final word of the faith. So with that role coming together, he's not only in charge of the nations, he's in charge of the faith of the church, which is an intertwining of the role as they're able to effectively have control of both areas. And who is this Melchizedek? Okay, why is Melchizedek important? Well, let's see. A couple of accounts I've recorded. The first time he's seen was in Genesis 14, 18 through 20. Then again in Psalms 110:4. I didn't include these scriptures because the next couple of them will actually give a greater explanation of who Melchizedek is and why is Jesus called a royal priest after his order. So first off, we're going to look at Hebrews 5, chapter 6. So Hebrews chapter 5, verses 6 through 11. And I do invite you guys to go and read this for yourselves, so this way you're able to understand a little deeper, read the full chapters so you get a little more context behind each of them. So, starting with verse 6. You are a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek. In the days of his flesh, he offered up both prayers and supplications, with loud crying and tears to the one able to save him from death, and he was heard because of his piety. Although he was a son, he learned obedience from the things which he suffered, and having been made perfect, he became to all those who obey him, the source of eternal salvation, being designated by God as a high priest according to the order of Melchizedek. Concerning him, we have much to say, and it is hard to explain since you have become dull of hearing. In verse 9, and having been made perfect, he became to all those who obey him the source of eternal salvation. That's showing Jesus' kingship, but also his religious authority over the nations. Next, it's going to be a little bit longer. We're going to be looking at Hebrews 7, Hebrews chapter 7, verses 1 to 28. For this, Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, who met Abraham as he was returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him, to whom also Abraham apportioned a tenth of all the spoils, was, first of all, by the translation of his name, King of Righteousness, and then also King of Salem, which is of peace. Now, before I go any further, this is where the 1/10 actually comes from. The 1/10 of your income to tithing to the church or a organization serving God. Well, church. Let's see. We're continuing at verse 3. Without father and without mother, without genealogy, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like the Son of God, he remains a priest perpetually. Now observe, great this man was, to whom Abraham the patriarch gave a tenth of the choicest spoils. And those indeed of the sons of Levi who received the priest's office have commandment in the law to collect a tenth from the people, that is, from their brethren, although there was descended from Abraham. Now let's go back a little bit. I'm just going to make sure you understand that these are two identifiably different orders. When he says the priests or the sons of Levi who hold the office of priests, that is the order of Levi. Those are the Levitical priests, or the separate order of priests, identifiably different than the order of Melchizedek, or the Melchizedekian priests. One big difference between these two, the Levite priests were a lineage. They would pass it down based from father to son, father to son. The Melchizedekian priesthood did not do that. It was something separate. It was something that was commanded by God directly to take upon that role of a Melchizedekian priest, rather than being told to do so based upon an order that because of you being the son of somebody. Let's see, where were we? Continuing on verse 7. But without any dispute, the lesser is blessed by the greater. In this case, mortal men receive tithes, but in that case, one receives them, of whom it is witnessed that he lives on. And so to speak, through Abraham, even Levi, who received tithes and paid tithes, for he was still in the loins of his father when Melchizedek met him. Now, if perfection was through the Levitical priesthood, for on the basis of if the people received the law, what further need was there for another priest to arise according to the order of Melchizedek, and not be designated according to the order of Aaron? My apologies. The order of Aaron, the order of Levi. I'm mistaken that. It is not the order of Levi, it's the order of Aaron. Just a correction. For when the priesthood is changed, a necessity there takes place, a change of the law also. For the one concerning whom these things are spoken belongs to another tribe, for which no one has officiated at the altar. For it is evident that our Lord descended from Judah, a tribe with reference to which Moses spoke nothing concerning priests. And this is clearer still if another priest arises according to the likeness of Melchizedek, who has become such not on the basis of a law, of physical requirement, but according to the power of an indestructible life. For it is attested of him, you are a priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek. For on the one hand, there is a setting aside of a former commandment because of its weakness and uselessness, for the law made nothing perfect. And on the other hand, there is a bringing of a better hope through which we draw near to God. And inasmuch as it was not without an oath, for they indeed became priests without an oath, but he with an oath through the one who said to him, the Lord has sworn and will not change his mind. You are a priest forever. So much the more also Jesus has become the guarantee of a better covenant. And this is, we're getting into the part where Jesus is the priest, the high priest of the church, as well as identifying his kingship or his royalty. The former priests, on the one hand, existed in greater numbers because they were prevented by death from continuing. But Jesus, on the other hand, because he continues forever, holds his priesthood permanently. Therefore, he is also to save forever those who draw near to God through him, since he always lives to make intercession for them. For it was fitting for us to have such a high priest, holy, innocent, undefiled, separated from sinners, and exalted above the heavens, who does not need daily like those high priests to offer up sacrifices, first for his own sins, and then for the sins of the people, because this he did once for all when he offered up himself. For the law appoints men as high priests who are weak, but the word of the oath which came after the law appoints a son made perfect forever. So that is all for a high priest, the royal high priest after the order of Melchizedek. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more videos coming down the line. Thank you.